In a galaxy burning with war, plague, and demonic corruption, some live untouched, surrounded by gold, power, and danger so exquisite it could kill them with a whisper. The galaxy is a place of unrelenting war, plague, and chaos. Yet, even amidst the endless suffering, some dwell in a world untouched by famine or hardship. These are the nobles, the lords of the Imperium's wealthiest worlds, the aristocrats whose lives shimmer with luxury, power, and ruthless politics. To gaze upon them is to see the Imperium's extremes. While billions suffer under oppression or chaos, these elite few live in palaces of stone, steel, and psychic wards, their every desire met, their every whim attended by legions of servitors, human and machine alike. On a world like Ophelion, where noble houses rule entire continents, the rich reside above the planet's grime in sky palaces suspended over cities teeming with the working poor. From these heights, the lords and ladies watch as factories churn, manufactorums hum with energy, and the fleets of the planetary defense force glide across the horizon in perfect formation. Life for the wealthy is one of meticulous luxury, but it is also a chess game of power. Every noble house maintains spies, enforcers, and assassins. Alliances are ephemeral, and betrayal is a currency traded as often as gold. The interiors of noble residences are equally theatrical. Massive halls lined with gold filigree, tapestries depicting ancestors who fought in the Great Crusade, and psychic wards that shimmer with energy protect the family from both assassination and demonic interference. Servants, both human and servo-skull, attend tirelessly, delivering delicacies cultivated in genetically enhanced gardens or synthesized from exotic planets. Here, the rich dine while the poor labor, the psychic aura of wealth and privilege keeping both adoration and fear in delicate balance. Yet, wealth in the Imperium is never free from danger. Nobles are constantly aware that the universe outside their fortified palaces is a swirling chaos of politics, war, and warp corruption. Heretical cults may infiltrate a city to gain influence, rival houses may conspire to assassinate an heir, and even daemon princes might test the defenses of a noble world. To survive is to maintain vigilance while indulging in decadence, to navigate intrigue with precision, and to wield power with a terrifying blend of subtlety and absolute authority. Luxury is intertwined with power. Nobles control fleets, armies, and planetary defense systems as easily as they arrange elaborate ceremonies or commission artworks that immortalize their dominance. They are patrons of science, commerce, and arcane research, often funding explorations into dangerous warp phenomena or lost technologies. For the wealthy, knowledge itself becomes a form of currency, a tool to maintain advantage over rivals and to manipulate the masses below. Yet knowledge comes at a cost, and the temptation to overreach often results in ruin for houses too proud or reckless. The life of the rich is not merely indulgence, it is performance, calculation, and survival. Every feast, every ball, every display of wealth is carefully orchestrated to send messages of strength, loyalty, or threat. The nobles cultivate fear as skillfully as they cultivate pleasure. Even as their subjects starve or fight endless wars, the elite live as though the galaxy were theirs by right, and in many ways it is. But shadows loom over even the grandest halls. The psychic currents of the warp are unpredictable, and no fortress of gold or steel can fully insulate its inhabitants from chaos, assassination, or rebellion. Every noble knows the truth. Luxury is transient, power is fragile, and the game of survival is eternal. In the gilded halls of the Imperium's richest worlds, whispers are deadlier than bolter fire, and alliances crumble faster than the finest crystal under a careless hand. Life among the rich in Warhammer 40k is a constant game of intrigue, subtle manipulation, and ruthless ambition. No noble can rest easily, for every smile may conceal a dagger, every toast may mask a hidden threat. Across worlds like Ophelion and Lysara, rival houses maintain armies not just for defense, but for leverage, hidden legions poised to strike if a negotiation sours. Political maneuvering is an art form, and survival depends on reading intentions before words are even spoken. Feasts and masquerades serve as more than indulgence, they are battlegrounds for influence. Courtiers exchange veiled threats with the grace of dancers, spies report overheard confessions to hidden ears, and assassins lurk in plain sight. Every gathering reinforces power structures while simultaneously testing them. Wealth is weaponized, favors are traded like currency, and even a minor insult can cascade into war between houses. Among the elite, social finesse is as vital as martial prowess. A misstep in etiquette can be as fatal as a misfired plasma bolt. Beyond the palaces, the machinery of wealth and politics is complex and unyielding. Servitors maintain the infrastructure of power. Automated security, surveillance grids, and psychic wards protect against both mundane and supernatural threats. Trade routes are monitored, planetary defenses reinforced, and fleets kept on standby. Knowledge is carefully guarded, and information is leveraged to manipulate rivals and maintain dominance. Even the most insignificant detail, a ledger, a letter, or a shipment, can shift the balance of power among the houses. Yet wealth and influence are never absolute. The warp's currents twist unpredictably, and demonic infiltrators exploit any lapse in vigilance. Rogue psychers or ambitious rivals may seek to destabilize a house from within, using both sorcery and cunning. For the rich, paranoia is as essential as opulence. Every noble trains in both etiquette and combat, mastering the delicate dance of diplomacy and the lethal precision of personal defense. Luxury and danger coexist in a balance that defines their existence. The most powerful houses maintain personal fleets, fortified palaces, and private armies of space marines or heavily augmented mercenaries. These assets are not only symbols of prestige, they are instruments of survival. Battles are fought as much in council chambers as on battlefield grids, and victory often comes from psychological dominance as much from kinetic force. The rich wield influence over entire sectors, shaping economies, enforcing loyalty, and dictating laws, all while maintaining the appearance of grandeur and leisure. Even indulgence is political. Exotic feasts, grand balls, and psychic performances serve to display wealth, intimidate rivals, and bind allies. Art and culture are curated to reinforce power, memorialize victories, and subtly assert dominance over peers. No detail is accidental. Every element of life among the rich is an instrument calibrated to maintain their position and to manipulate the precarious web of power around them. In this world of glittering danger, the rich of the Imperium live suspended between opulence and peril. Every decision carries consequences measured in lives, wealth, and influence. Luxury is never purely pleasure, it is leverage, protection, and performance. And above it all, the shadow of the warp reminds them that even the mightiest houses are vulnerable to forces beyond comprehension. In a universe of endless war, the richest live as if time itself bends to their pleasure. Yet even the most fortified palace cannot block the whispers of death and chaos. The elite of the Imperium indulge in extravagance beyond mortal comprehension. On worlds like Ophelion, Lysara, and Valindra, noble houses reside in sky palaces perched above industrial wastelands, their lives filled with wonders, psychoactive gardens, crystal halls reflecting psychic auras, and servants enhanced by gene engineering or machine implants. The rich awaken each day surrounded by opulence, yet they are acutely aware that luxury is inseparable from danger. Every meal, every display of art, every psychic performance is a subtle assertion of dominance, a calculated reminder of power. Palaces are as much fortresses as they are homes. Hidden chambers, concealed passageways, and arcane wards protect the nobility from assassination, warp infiltration, and political sabotage. Servo skulls hover silently, carrying messages, surveillance equipment, or weapons, while psychic wards shimmer, occasionally flaring as they detect demonic or heretical presence. Luxury and paranoia coexist in perfect balance. The rich live in beauty, but every step is measured, every action scrutinized. Beyond the physical protections, wealth itself is a tool of survival. Noble houses maintain private fleets, armored regiments, and mercenary legions. Even a single house can command resources sufficient to challenge entire planetary governments. Commodities, rare artifacts, and forbidden knowledge are hoarded as leverage. Their value is much political as economic. The rich wield influence with precision. One favor granted, one alliance broken, one secret revealed can shift the balance of power across continents or worlds. Yet beyond this, the threat of the warp is omnipresent. Chaos cults, rogue psychers, and demon-tainted advisors infiltrate even the most secure domains. Nobles rely not only on armies and servitors, but also on psychic wards, trained adepts, and their own intuition to detect and eliminate threats. Danger lurks in corridors of gold, and betrayal often comes masked in etiquette and protocol. Even the most lavish feast can hide poison, and every ballroom conversation may conceal a plot against a house's lineage. The social life of the rich is a performance. Balls, galas, and psychic exhibitions display wealth and power, while simultaneously testing loyalty and influence. Exotic delicacies synthesized from alien worlds are consumed alongside psychic performances that enthrall or intimidate guests. Art, architecture, and technology are all wielded as instruments of prestige, reinforcing status while subtly undermining rivals. Every detail communicates strength, every gesture signals warning, and every favor extends a hidden debt. Yet wealth is also isolation. Behind the walls of palaces, nobles are constantly reminded that the universe outside their protective domes is merciless. Armies wage war on countless fronts, warp storms rage unpredictably, and demonic threats lurk in the shadows. Luxury can delay death, but it cannot eliminate it. The rich exist in a delicate balance where pleasure, danger, and strategy are inseparable. Life among the elite is not comfort, it is survival through opulence, intelligence, and calculated influence. In the Imperium, the rich are both untouchable and vulnerable, living atop worlds that bow to their authority while being constantly reminded of their fragility. Their power is absolute, yet their mortality is never far from awareness. The life of a noble is a gilded performance on a stage of chaos, and only those who master the interplay of wealth, influence, and paranoia endure. Some wield fleets like toys, manipulate planetary economies with a thought, and command armies without ever touching a battlefield. Such is life for the rich across the Imperium. The wealthiest nobles of the Imperium do not confine themselves to a single world. Their influence spans star systems, their power measured not merely in currency, but in fleets, armies, and entire planetary economies. On planets like Lasara and Valindra, noble families maintain extragalactic holdings. Each colony, manufactorium, and hive city meticulously managed to maximize profit, control, and prestige. The elite live in constant negotiation with the tides of war and politics, for their wealth is both shield and weapon. Life for these interstellar aristocrats is a careful orchestration of spectacle and strategy. Council chambers overlook entire cityscapes, with advisors, spies, and psychers working in unison to monitor planetary conditions and rivals' moves. Merchant fleets shuttle rare minerals and exotic technologies between worlds, while private armies enforce contracts, suppress uprisings, and remind lesser nobles of their place. Even the simplest trade agreement can mask centuries of rivalry and long-term scheming. Every decision carries consequences measured in billions of credits or the lives of thousands. The architecture of power itself is designed to impress and intimidate. Sky palaces rise above planetary capitals, their spires reflecting light through psychic wards that shimmer with protective energy. Servants, human, augmented, and servo-skull, move silently through corridors lined with art, relics, and trophies collected across star systems. Psychic amplifiers guard critical chambers, ensuring that even whispers of treachery are detected before they can take root. Luxury is never idle. It is a language of authority and surveillance, reminding all who see it that the elite wield control over life and death. Feasts and diplomatic gatherings are stagecraft at a galactic scale. Noble houses convene not just to celebrate or entertain, but to manipulate, spy, and outmaneuver one another. Exotic delicacies sourced from distant systems are paired with psychic exhibitions that mesmerize and unsettle guests alike. Negotiations are layered with subtext. Favors, debts, and veiled threats circulate under the guise of hospitality. Even a minor gesture, a raised cup, a bowed head, can signal allegiance or the promise of vengeance. Security and personal defense are intertwined with indulgence. Personal fleets orbit planets under the command of the House, capable of annihilating entire cities if necessary. Dreadnoughts and elite regiments patrol the skies and urban centers, their presence both protective and intimidating. Servitors maintain surveillance and enforce discipline, while psychers feed the family intelligence networks with warp-enhanced perception. Here, luxury is inseparable from vigilance. Pleasure and danger exist side by side. Despite the vastness of their dominions, the elite are never truly free from threat. Chaos infiltrates even the most secure holdings, cults plot insurrections, and ambitious rivals may coordinate strikes across multiple worlds. Nobles employ layers of agents and wards to detect treachery, but every move is a gamble. The rich survive not because they are invincible, but because they are calculating, ruthless, and always steps ahead of their enemies. The life of a noble across worlds is one of relentless strategy and opulent display. Their power is absolute, yet always contested. Their lives are luxurious, yet fraught with invisible dangers. Every decision, every alliance, and every indulgence is a piece in a complex galaxy-spanning game of influence, survival, and dominance. The rich of the Imperium live as though the entire galaxy is a board, and every star system, fleet, and planet is a piece under their hand. Even in halls of gold and crystal, the richest dwell under invisible chains, the weight of expectation, the paranoia of rivals, and the ever-present shadow of the warp. While opulence surrounds them, the wealthiest nobles of the Imperium are prisoners of their own privilege. Every decision carries consequences not only for themselves, but for entire star systems under their control. The grandeur of sky palaces, psychic wards, and fleets cannot shield them from ambition, treachery, or the insidious touch of chaos. In private chambers, nobles weigh alliances, potential betrayals, and the political currents of sectors light years away. Life for the elite is indulgent, yes, but also a constant exercise in vigilance and strategy. The psychological toll is immense. No noble trusts fully, and no alliance is permanent. Spies infiltrate even the closest councils, messages are decoded and analyzed for hidden threats, and servants themselves may be agents of rival houses. Even families are divided. Heirs may plot against parents to secure their inheritance, and siblings may be forced into marriages of convenience that serve political rather than emotional ends. Paranoia is as much a status symbol as gold. It marks the wise, the calculating, and the survivors. Luxury is intertwined with ritualized displays of power. Feasts, psychic exhibitions, and grand tournaments serve dual purposes, delighting guests while asserting dominance over rivals. Exotic creatures harvested from distant worlds perform in grand arenas. Art and architecture are both status symbols and subtle threats, magnificent enough to impress, but designed to remind visitors that the host can destroy them as easily as he can elevate them. Each act of indulgence becomes a calculated assertion of influence. Yet, decadence does not guarantee immunity. The warp constantly tests the rich. Demonic temptations, subtle psychic manipulations, and chaos-tainted advisors infiltrate even the most secure domains. Heirs may be seduced by forbidden power, courtiers corrupted by ambition, or entire planetary populations swayed by cults seeking to destabilize a house. Every indulgence is balanced against risk. Every pleasure is measured against potential consequence. The rich live on a knife's edge, where one miscalculation can erase centuries of carefully accumulated power. The moral cost is also undeniable. To maintain their opulence, nobles often exploit entire populations. Hive cities labor endlessly to sustain the luxury of the few. Manufacturums operate under harsh conditions, and armies are raised at the expense of ordinary citizens' safety. Nobles justify these acts as necessary for stability and control, but the human cost is ever present. Guilt is masked by power, fear, and the seduction of extravagance, yet it lingers in the shadows of every grand hall. Despite these dangers, the elite endure and often thrive through discipline, cunning, and ruthlessness. They master the art of subtlety, using influence, intimidation, and alliances to outmaneuver rivals. They cultivate appearances of benevolence and charm, while orchestrating plots and counterplots in secrecy. Power, wealth, and survival are inseparable. The greatest nobles are those who can indulge without faltering under the constant pressures of ambition, paranoia, and the ever-looming warp. In the Imperium, extreme wealth is both a shield and a chain. It allows dominion over worlds and fleets, yet it demands vigilance, cunning, and sacrifice. Life for the richest is a performance of intellect and indulgence, a delicate balance between pleasure, power, and peril. One wrong move can topple a dynasty, while one successful strategy can elevate a noble house to near legendary status across star systems. The richest of the Imperium do not merely live, they perform a symphony of power, pleasure, and peril, where every indulgence is a statement and every luxury a weapon. In the grandest palaces of the Imperium, decadence is as meticulously curated as strategy. Exotic flora from alien worlds bloom in crystal gardens, feeding not only aesthetic desire, but also subtle psychic enhancements. Elaborate halls hum with energy from embedded psychic conduits, their light reflecting off gold filigree and precious gemstones. Servitors glide silently across polished floors, attending to the whims of nobles who spend their days immersed in opulence, aware that every display, every gesture is a message to allies and rivals alike. Luxury among the rich is both indulgence and performance. Feasts extend across days, with delicacies harvested from the most distant star systems. Psychically enhanced entertainment captivates guests, blending artistry with the subtle demonstration of control over the warp. Even amusement carries undertones of politics. Games, competitions, and tournaments are designed to test loyalty, skill, and influence, with the outcomes subtly shaping alliances and hierarchies. Pleasure and power are intertwined, each enhancing the other. Yet decadence is never free from danger. The rich are constantly reminded of their vulnerability. Rival houses plot in secret, assassins wait for the slightest misstep, and cults infiltrate palaces with whispers of rebellion and corruption. Even psychic wards cannot guarantee absolute safety. The warp flows unpredictably, sometimes drawn toward ambition, fear, or greed. A single lapse in judgment or indulgence can have catastrophic consequences, destroying legacies that took centuries to build. The elite employ extraordinary measures to maintain dominance while indulging their desires. Private fleets patrol orbital sectors, dreadnoughts enforce security in the streets, and mercenary companies ensure that the house's enemies do not dare challenge its authority. Intelligence networks monitor every corner of the planet and neighboring systems. The lives of ordinary citizens, though largely invisible to the nobles, are instruments in maintaining the house's power, ensuring labor, loyalty, and order remain aligned with the elite's interests. Decadence is also a weapon. Extravagant ceremonies, psychic spectacles, and displays of wealth broadcast authority across worlds. Messages are delivered through grandeur. Gold spires and shimmering wards convey dominance. Psychic projections impress or intimidate visiting dignitaries, and subtle social cues establish hierarchies. Even the most opulent indulgence is calculated, blending entertainment, intimidation, and diplomacy into a single choreographed performance. Yet the greatest danger lies within. The rich navigate a web of ambition, envy, and hidden desires. Heirs compete, advisors conspire, and servants may betray. The seductive pull of forbidden knowledge, warp-tainted artifacts, and psychic experimentation offers both extraordinary advantage and catastrophic risk. The truly powerful are those who can embrace indulgence without succumbing to corruption, who can navigate pleasure and peril with equal mastery. Life among the richest in the Imperium is a constant interplay of excess, strategy, and danger. Every moment is a performance, every indulgence a calculated risk, every gesture a statement of power. Luxury is inseparable from threat, and opulence carries the ever-present shadow of death, ambition, and the warp. To survive and thrive, one must wield decadence as skillfully as a blade, balancing pleasure with peril in a galaxy where the stakes are ultimate and the consequences eternal. Across the stars, the richest of the Imperium wield influence like a weapon sharper than any blade, turning entire planets into pieces on their personal chessboard. The wealthiest nobles of the Imperium do not simply reside on a single world. They extend their reach across entire sectors. Their fleets patrol trade routes, their ambassadors negotiate treaties, and their intelligence networks infiltrate rival systems. Decisions made in gilded palaces ripple across light years, shaping economies, armies, and even the fates of entire civilizations. In this galaxy, power is measured not only by wealth, but by the ability to manipulate it, and the richest wield it with unparalleled precision. Political gatherings span multiple worlds, with nobles convening in orbiting council stations or fortified palaces. Each meeting is a careful dance of diplomacy, manipulation, and subtle intimidation. Strategic marriages, clandestine agreements, and the discreet elimination of rivals are all tools employed to secure advantage. While appearances of camaraderie and civility are maintained, each participant constantly evaluates threats, opportunities, and hidden agendas. Alliances are transient, loyalty is a commodity, and betrayal is never far from the table. The influence of wealth extends to warfare. Noble houses often command private armies, from genetically enhanced regiments to dreadnought squads, and even small fleets capable of planetary assault. Conflicts between rival houses are orchestrated with a precision reminiscent of large-scale military campaigns, though often masked as disputes over trade, protocol, or honor. armies act as extensions of the noble will, enforcing dominance while ensuring that losses are calculated and minimal. Victory is not simply martial, it is political, psychological, and economic. Luxury and spectacle remain vital to influence. Galactic feasts, psychic exhibitions, and elaborate ceremonies communicate wealth and power to allies and rivals alike. Exotic gifts, alien artifacts, and rare commodities are exchanged as symbols of favor or subtle threats. Every detail, down to the color of attire or the placement of a holographic projection, carries meaning. The richest understand that perception is reality. A well-orchestrated display of decadence can assert control as effectively as armies or fleets. Yet influence is never absolute. The warp continues to cast unpredictable shadows across their plans, while ambitious rivals exploit the slightest misstep. Cults may infiltrate entire sectors, heretical psychers disrupt communications, and assassination attempts are a constant threat. Maintaining dominance requires vigilance, intelligence, and a relentless capacity for both strategy and deception. The greatest nobles are those who navigate intrigue with elegance, masking ruthlessness behind charm and luxury. Even among allies, tension simmers. Favors granted today may become leverage for demands tomorrow. Heirs are trained in political subtlety from birth, learning the art of negotiation, subterfuge, and manipulation. Every interaction, no matter how ceremonial, is both a test and an opportunity. Wealth provides power, but only those who wield it with skill survive the intricate games of interstellar influence. Life at the top of the Imperium is a balance of opulence and strategy, pleasure and vigilance, luxury and lethal calculation. The richest navigate a galaxy of danger, their influence reaching into the farthest systems, their power both awe-inspiring and terrifying. To hold dominion over worlds is not enough. They must command perception, loyalty, and fear in equal measure. Across worlds, a whisper from a wealthy noble can ignite rebellion or quash it before it begins. Power flows not from guns, but from gold, cunning, and perception. For the richest of the Imperium, interstellar politics is a living battlefield where every decision can tilt the fate of entire sectors. Nobles leverage trade monopolies, secret intelligence, and personal fleets to bend planetary governors, militias, and even ecclesiarchal authorities to their will. Favor and fear are instruments wielded with equal precision. Those who underestimate a wealthy noble rarely survive long enough to tell the tale. Influence, after all, is far more enduring than any army. Private armies, often genetically enhanced or psycho-augmented, enforce obedience in both open conflict and subtle intimidation. On contested worlds, noble houses deploy dreadnoughts to oversee city districts, while their fleets patrol orbital paths, projecting omnipresent authority. Even civil disputes are opportunities. Nobles subtly manipulate conflicts to weaken rivals or consolidate influence. The rich understand that force is temporary, but perception can cement dominance for centuries. Trade and economics are equally weapons. Rare resources and exotic commodities are hoarded, redistributed, or denied to achieve strategic outcomes. Star systems dependent on noble patronage must comply, their governor's loyalty guaranteed through a mix of reward, threat, and subtle coercion. An elite house can bankrupt rivals without ever firing a shot, or ignite rebellion by cutting off supply chains. In the Imperium, wealth is both shield and sword, guiding events across entire star systems. Even within their own ranks, intrigue is constant. Advisors may serve rival interests, heirs may plot for succession, and psychic manipulators subtly sway loyalty and opinion. Nobles employ agents capable of navigating both the physical and psychic dimensions, ensuring every move is anticipated and every opportunity seized. The warp is a persistent danger. Even the smallest psychic disruption can ripple across politics, challenging the richest houses to adapt or perish. Social rituals maintain both influence and surveillance. Galactic councils, feasts, and ceremonial tournaments allow nobles to project authority while observing rival behavior. Guests' reactions, subtle gestures, and whispered comments are cataloged and interpreted, providing insight into alliances, potential threats, and hidden ambitions. Every act of hospitality is calculated, every luxury a subtle reminder of power. Pleasure and politics exist as a single, inseparable strategy, reinforcing both status and survival. The cost of interstellar dominance is relentless vigilance. Nobles must navigate constant threats from rivals, the warp, and ambitious underlings, all while maintaining the appearance of leisure and indulgence. Their lives are a perpetual dance of charm, calculation, and ruthlessness. One misstep, an unguarded word, a misjudged alliance, or a neglected fleet can unravel centuries of accumulated power. Yet, for the truly adept, the rewards are unmatched: control over planets, fleets, trade, and even the fates of millions. In the Imperium, influence is wealth multiplied. It is exercised with precision, enforced with subtlety, and secured through a combination of luxury, intelligence, and menace. The richest wield power as a living weapon, shaping entire star systems without ever firing a shot, proving that in a galaxy of endless war, perception and strategy can triumph over brute force. In the shadows of imperial wealth, the richest dance on the edge of chaos, where one misstep can turn opulence into ruin and influence into ashes. The apex of noble power in the Imperium is measured not merely by wealth, but by the ability to manipulate entire star systems with subtlety and precision. Houses that span sectors deploy fleets, mercenary regiments, and psychic agents to exert dominance over worlds without ever leaving the comfort of their palaces. Here, diplomacy is war and indulgence is strategy. Every feast, tournament, or ceremonial gala is as much an exercise in observation and manipulation as it is a display of grandeur. Private wars are often orchestrated with elegance. Rival noble houses are maneuvered into conflicts, both military and political, that weaken their influence while preserving the wealth and reputation of the orchestrating house. Assassins, spies, and psychers operate in tandem to ensure that battles favor the cunning rather than the strongest. The rich understand that victory is not determined by armies alone, but by foresight, planning, and the ability to anticipate every move of an adversary. A single miscalculation could turn a carefully crafted scheme into disaster. Extravagance remains both shield and weapon. Exotic alien delicacies, psychic displays, and arcane performances are employed to impress allies, intimidate rivals, and test loyalty. Each act of indulgence conveys authority, every gift carries hidden obligations, and subtle gestures communicate dominance across vast distances. Even the simplest interaction is a microcosm of power dynamics. A nod, a toast, or the arrangement of a seating chart may carry implications for alliances and enmities alike. Yet for all their preparation, the richest are never immune to the warp. Psychic disturbances, demonic influence, and cultic infiltration test even the most fortified houses. Advisors may betray, heirs may succumb to ambition or temptation, and entire planetary populations may rise unexpectedly in rebellion. The rich must constantly anticipate threats both mundane and supernatural, combining vigilance, strategy, and ruthlessness to maintain their positions. The stakes are nothing less than entire dynasties and legacies. Decadence is also a test of control. Opulence demonstrates mastery over resources, intelligence, and influence. It serves to awe allies and cow adversaries, blending pleasure and power into a single instrument. Yet indulgence is also a temptation. Excess can erode focus, and the allure of forbidden knowledge or warp-tainted artifacts can corrupt even the most disciplined noble. The finest houses balance indulgence with calculation, ensuring that luxury enhances power rather than undermining it. In this universe of infinite war, the richest dwell in palaces that shimmer with gold and psychic energy, commanding fleets and armies, manipulating sectors, and controlling markets. Yet their lives are a relentless dance on the edge of danger, where a single slip can shatter centuries of accumulated wealth and influence. The richest of the Imperium exist in a perpetual interplay of power, pleasure, and peril, masters of influence whose lives are both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a testament to the deadly elegance of wealth in the 41st millennium.
In the Imperium, wealth is not just luxury, it is a weapon, a curse, and a mask for the corruption that festers behind gilded walls. On the richest worlds, opulence stretches to extremes unimaginable to common citizens. Palaces float above industrial wastelands, adorned with gold, crystal, and psychic wards that shimmer with protective energy. These halls are more than homes. They are fortresses, theaters of influence, and laboratories of power. Here, the richest indulge in pleasures and extravagances designed to reinforce authority, impress allies, and subtly intimidate rivals. Each act of indulgence is meticulously curated. Every feast, performance, or ceremony communicates wealth, dominance, and cunning. The life of the rich is a constant balance of indulgence and vigilance. Psychic wards hum silently, detecting the presence of warp-tainted intruders or hidden enemies. Servitors and human attendants glide through vast corridors, attending to desires while simultaneously observing for threats. Exotic creatures from distant worlds roam gardens and arenas, showcasing both rarity and the house's reach across the galaxy. The rich live in a bubble of beauty, but even within it, corruption flows like a shadow beneath the surface, invisible yet ever present. Luxury and corruption are intertwined. The richest manipulate entire populations without ever leaving their halls. Hive cities labor tirelessly to provide resources. Manufactorums generate wealth for the elite, while armies and fleets ensure compliance. Bribes, favors, and subtle intimidation are deployed as frequently as weaponized force. Wealth grants the means to control not only people, but entire planetary economies, turning influence into a silent, deadly power. Corruption is cultivated with the same care as gardens or artworks, invisible yet pervasive. The social rituals of the elite further amplify corruption. Galactic councils, psychic spectacles, and ceremonial gatherings are arenas where alliances are forged and rivalries tested. Guests are observed for loyalty and weakness. Subtle gestures, whispers, or hesitations are cataloged and interpreted. Even acts of generosity may hide coercion. Favors create obligations that bind allies in a web of unseen control. In this world, indulgence and strategy are inseparable, and corruption is the thread that weaves both together. Yet danger is never far. The warp's unpredictable currents, demonic influence, and ambitious rivals continually threaten the stability of the richest houses. Advisors may betray, heirs may succumb to ambition or forbidden power, cultists may infiltrate and manipulate. Security is enforced through fleets, regiments, and psychic surveillance, but vigilance can never lapse. Every pleasure carries risk, and every indulgence can be weaponized against the house itself. The rich navigate this perilous world with careful calculation. Power, wealth, and influence are cultivated as tools and shields. Indulgence demonstrates status, while subtlety and cunning maintain survival. To master wealth in the Imperium is to dance on a razor's edge. Pleasure and peril, luxury and corruption, power and vulnerability intertwined in an eternal performance. Only the most disciplined and perceptive nobles can thrive in such an environment, maintaining dominance without succumbing to its intoxicating dangers.
Luxury in the Imperium is never idle. It is both a shield and a sword, a stage upon which the rich manipulate planets, armies, and even the warp itself. Among the wealthiest nobles, power extends far beyond their palaces. Entire worlds bend to their will, from planetary governors to manufactorums producing exotic weapons and rare commodities. Through fleets and regiments, they enforce obedience, ensuring that loyalty is not optional. Every planet under their influence becomes both resource and pawn, its citizens manipulated with subtle coercion, economic pressure, and spectacle. The richest turn the machinery of worlds into instruments of personal dominance. Political influence is exercised with precision. Councils, embassies, and ceremonial gatherings are stages where nobles test alliances, expose weaknesses, and strengthen loyalty. Diplomacy, threats, and favors are calculated with meticulous care. One misinterpreted gesture can unravel years of influence, while a subtle show of generosity can secure loyalty for generations. Even the most mundane act, granting a resource shipment, hosting a tournament, or bestowing a title, is laden with strategic intent. War and conflict are intertwined with wealth and indulgence. Private armies and fleets are deployed not only to conquer or defend, but also to demonstrate power, intimidate rivals, and manipulate political landscapes. Dreadnought squads and elite regiments patrol urban centers, their presence a constant reminder of the house's reach. By controlling both resources and military might, the richest maintain dominance without direct confrontation, allowing influence to spread like a silent plague across sectors. Corruption permeates every aspect of life. Advisors, heirs, and servants may be tools or threats, their loyalty bought, coerced, or observed. Warp-tainted artifacts and psychic manipulations are employed to maintain advantage, yet they carry inherent risk. The wealthy must constantly navigate between indulgence and caution, pleasure and strategy, ensuring that their decadence enhances rather than undermines their authority. Excess is carefully measured, for every delight can conceal danger. Religion and cult influence are similarly leveraged. Ecclesiastical authorities are courted, bribed, or intimidated to ensure that spiritual and moral sway aligns with the house's goals. Festivals, sacred ceremonies, and psychic displays serve dual purposes, inspiring reverence while subtly reminding all observers of the noble's dominance. Wealth, spectacle, and spiritual manipulation converge to create influence that transcends the material, extending into belief, loyalty, and fear. Ultimately, life for the richest in the Imperium is a delicate balance of strategy, indulgence, and survival. Luxury, power, and corruption are inseparable, each amplifying the other. The elite navigate a galaxy where influence can be weaponized, decadence can be deadly, and even the most secure palace can harbor hidden threats. Their success depends on mastering this interplay, maintaining opulence while steering planets, fleets, and loyalties through a turbulent and dangerous universe. In the universe of endless war, the richest dwell in gilded cages. Their wealth shields them from enemies, but cannot escape the corruption that slowly devours from within. For the richest nobles, indulgence is never purely pleasure. It is a tool, a statement, and a calculated risk. Palaces shimmer with gold, crystal, and psychic wards, yet beneath the surface lies a web of deceit, ambition, and danger. Exotic gardens, psychically enhanced art, and rare alien artifacts adorn every room, each a symbol of influence and a subtle assertion of dominance. Life at the top is a constant interplay between opulence and vigilance. Every display carries a hidden message, every act of luxury a test of power. The corruption of indulgence is ever present. Advisors, heirs, and servants operate in a complex hierarchy of loyalty and manipulation. Some seek favor, others aim to overthrow, and still others are instruments of external rivals. Wealth allows for manipulation on a grand scale, control over armies, fleets, planetary economies, and even warp-influenced forces, but it does not remove risk. The richest must constantly measure indulgence against the potential for betrayal, the allure of forbidden knowledge, or the unpredictable influence of the warp. Conflict is woven into luxury. Private armies and fleets are ever ready, not merely for defense, but to assert dominance, settle rivalries, or manipulate political outcomes. A subtle threat, a strategic strike, or the display of psychic might can reshape alliances and topple competitors without ever drawing attention. Every celebration, every feast, every gala is a performance designed to reinforce status, test loyalty, and intimidate foes, all while maintaining the illusion of effortless indulgence. Even pleasure itself can be dangerous. The pursuit of forbidden knowledge, warp-tainted artifacts, or psychic enhancements can empower a noble immeasurably, yet also carries the risk of corruption or sudden catastrophe. The finest houses embrace indulgence with discipline, ensuring that luxury serves influence rather than leading to downfall. Every decadent pact is a balance between reward and peril, pleasure and power, survival and ambition. The ultimate consequence of wealth and corruption is subtle yet absolute. The richest may command fleets, planets, and even the loyalty of millions, but they are never free from the insidious touch of the warp, rival ambition, or their own overreach. Palaces, armies, and fleets shield them from enemies, yet cannot prevent the decay of morality, the betrayal of allies, or the sudden eruption of chaos within. Every indulgence carries a price, and every victory carries a shadow. In the Imperium, power, wealth, and indulgence are inseparable, each amplifying the other, yet each demanding vigilance. The life of the richest is an eternal performance, a delicate dance of luxury, strategy, and survival. To master it is to command a galaxy. To fail is to fall into ruin, consumed by the very decadence that once signaled dominance. The richest walk a razor's edge, where beauty and danger, corruption and influence coexist in a deadly and intoxicating balance. In the Imperium, the richest do not merely survive, they define the boundaries of power itself, shaping worlds, fleets, and even the currents of the warp with a word or a gesture. At the pinnacle of wealth and influence, noble houses stand as both rulers and arbiters of the Imperium's fractured galaxy. Their dominion extends across multiple star systems, commanding fleets that eclipse the navies of entire planets, armies trained and enhanced to perfection, and resources that shape economies light years away. Palaces rise like golden citadels, fortified with psychic wards, dreadnought guardians, and a retinue of advisors who are themselves skilled in both espionage and subterfuge. Every structure, every ceremony, and every indulgence is meticulously crafted to reinforce authority. The richest wield influence with precision. Entire planetary governments may bend to their will, obeying directives delivered through subtle coercion, economic pressure, or displays of martial might. Trade monopolies, exotic commodities, and rare artifacts become instruments of diplomacy and intimidation. Even religious authorities, from ecclesiarchs to psyker cults, are courted or coerced to align with the noble's agenda. Power in this context is absolute, yet invisible, exercised as much through perception and manipulation as through overt force. Conflict and war are tools of strategy, often hidden beneath layers of diplomacy and opulence. When rival houses threaten influence, fleets may appear in orbit as subtle warnings, regiments may patrol cities under the guise of ceremonial parades, and psychic projections may influence the minds of key figures. Battles are orchestrated not only on the battlefield, but across social and political arenas, turning every act of indulgence into a demonstration of dominance. Victory is achieved through foresight, cunning, and control over both material and psychic realms. The psychological and moral demands of such dominion are immense. Nobles constantly navigate ambition, betrayal, and the ever-looming influence of the warp. Advisors and heirs may be ambitious or corrupted. Subordinates may be coerced or subtly manipulated into loyalty. Every decision, every gesture, and every indulgence carries weight, capable of securing loyalty or triggering ruin. Wealth is both shield and temptation, demanding intelligence, foresight, and ruthlessness to maintain supremacy. Luxury at this apex is a weapon. Exotic art, alien flora, psychic spectacles, and grand ceremonies communicate influence, intimidate rivals, and solidify loyalty. Even the most private indulgences are calculated. Displays of pleasure are masked demonstrations of power, carefully choreographed to awe observers and subtly manipulate perceptions. The finest houses blend decadence with strategy, ensuring that opulence reinforces authority rather than inviting disaster. Life at the apex of the Imperium is a performance of unparalleled skill. To survive is not enough. The richest must thrive amidst rival ambition, warp hazards, and the constant scrutiny of allies and enemies alike. Every action, from indulgence to decision-making, is a calculated step on a razor's edge where luxury, power, and peril coexist. Only those who master this interplay can endure, ensuring that their dominion extends across worlds, fleets, and generations.
At the height of power, the richest walk a treacherous path, where every victory is shadowed by betrayal, and every indulgence tests the limits of survival. Even at the apex of the Imperium, wealth and influence are constantly tested. Rival houses, ambitious heirs, and warp-driven forces challenge dominance at every turn. The richest must navigate these threats with unerring precision, blending diplomacy, intimidation, and subtle manipulation. A fleet hovering silently over a rival world may communicate more than words ever could. A lavish gala can expose loyalties and weaknesses with a single gesture. Power in this universe is an intricate dance where perception can outweigh force and subtlety can be deadlier than any blade. The orchestration of war demonstrates the deadly elegance of these nobles. Private armies, enhanced regiments, and dreadnoughts are deployed with surgical precision, often to influence political outcomes rather than to merely destroy. Entire planetary populations can be maneuvered like pieces on a chessboard, ensuring that rival houses are weakened and loyalty secured without open conflict. Even when battles erupt, the richest maintain control, carefully calculating losses, gains, and long-term consequences. Victory is measured not only in conquest, but in the subtle shifting of influence across sectors. Intrigue is ever present within palaces. Advisors, envoys, and psychers act as instruments of surveillance and manipulation. Heirs are trained in the arts of deception, diplomacy, and strategy from childhood. Even among allies, suspicion remains. Favors are given and recorded. Debts are noted and leveraged. Trust is a currency rarer than gold, and betrayal is a constant shadow. The most successful houses thrive not merely by acquiring wealth, but by anticipating threats, exploiting opportunity, and maintaining influence with deadly precision. Decadence and indulgence serve as both display and weapon. Opulent ceremonies, psychic exhibitions, and lavish entertainments reinforce authority and subtly manipulate observers. Exotic flora, alien delicacies, and rare artifacts are not merely for pleasure. They communicate control, intimidate rivals, and reward loyalty. The richest understand that luxury must be purposeful. Every gesture, every spectacle, every indulgence is a calculated expression of dominance and strategy. The warp and chaos remain omnipresent threats. Psychic disturbances, demonic interference, and subtle manipulations constantly test the wisdom and vigilance of noble houses. Even the most fortified palace cannot prevent infiltration or corruption entirely. The wealthiest must therefore balance indulgence with caution, opulence with foresight, and pleasure with preparedness. Only by mastering these extremes can dominance be maintained across sectors and generations. Life for the richest in the Imperium is a blend of strategy, danger, and spectacle. They wield fleets, armies, and influence, yet survival demands constant vigilance, cunning, and adaptability. Every indulgence is a potential weapon, every gesture a message, and every alliance a calculated risk. To reach the apex is to command a galaxy, but to maintain it is a perilous, unending endeavor, where only the cleverest, most disciplined, and most ruthless endure.
In the final reckoning, the richest in the Imperium revealed their true mastery, not merely over wealth, fleets, and armies, but over destiny itself. At the height of their power, noble houses face the ultimate test, consolidating influence across worlds while surviving the relentless threats that seek their downfall. Rival dynasties, ambitious heirs, warp disturbances, and hidden cults constantly challenge dominion. To endure, the richest must weave a web of strategy, cunning, and control that spans light years. Every decision, every indulgence, and every alliance becomes a thread and a tapestry designed to secure their legacy for generations. Ultimate power demands mastery over both perception and reality. Fleets enforce obedience silently, armies act with surgical precision, psychic agents manipulate both minds and outcomes. Political gatherings are arenas for dominance, not conversation, and ceremonial extravagances double as instruments of influence. Even seemingly private indulgences are calculated, ensuring that every action reinforces authority, tests loyalty, or subtly intimidate rivals. Luxury and strategy exist as one, inseparable in purpose and effect. The richest also confront the moral and psychic weight of their dominion. Warp-tainted artifacts, demonic threats, and the unpredictable influence of chaos constantly loom. Advisors may conspire, heirs may be corrupted, and entire planetary populations may rise against them. The finest houses anticipate and manipulate these dangers, blending indulgence with vigilance, pleasure with preparation, and opulence with ruthlessness. The line between decadence and survival is razor thin. Decadence becomes a weapon of perception. Extravagant displays, exotic alien creatures, and psychic exhibitions project authority across vast distances. Feasts and ceremonies communicate both power and refinement, ensuring allies remain loyal while rivals are awed and intimidated. Even seemingly private indulgences are calculated, ensuring that every action reinforces authority, tests loyalty, or subtly intimidate rivals. Luxury and strategy exist as one, inseparable in purpose and effect. Legacy is the ultimate goal. Wealth alone cannot secure eternity. Only strategic mastery, cunning alliances, and relentless vigilance preserve a house's influence across centuries. Every act of indulgence, every calculated alliance, and every decisive strike contributes to the narrative of a dynasty that survives beyond mortal life. In the Imperium, the richest do not simply exist. They define history, shape worlds, and leave indelible marks upon the galaxy itself. Life at the apex is a perpetual balance of power, indulgence, and survival. The richest wield fleets, armies, and influence, yet they are constantly tested by ambition, betrayal, and the unpredictable currents of the warp. To endure is to master both luxury and peril, perception and reality, beauty and danger. The true apex of dominion is not measured merely in wealth or influence, but in the ability to survive, thrive, and leave a lasting legacy amidst the chaos of the 41st millennium.